Guys, Farmer Bob here, man. Welcome back to my channel. Great to be back with another video on map making, as always. My favorite subject, as I can say. And yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for supporting me on Patreon. Guys, I really appreciate you all. Whether you are new, a warm welcome to you, or whether you are one of my old faithful watchers or YouTube followers, I really appreciate you all. Thanks, guys. Right, so get stuck in today into a very, very disappointing editor 1005 and also frustrating, that software company can't even test their own work. In my opinion, it is terrible work, terrible. I mean, they knew, since they released 1004, immediately knew that they had a problem with that toolkit. They haven't fixed it. That's my big problem. So toolkit still doesn't work. So at the moment, I'm going to show you the proper way of importing your stuff. But if you want to revert back to the 1003, I can quickly show you easily how to do that. All you need to do, have editor 1003 installed. So all you will do is go into your, let me quickly have a browse here, your place where you install your editors, which will be under your program files. And then I think it's under Giant Software. And then here's your editor. So I don't have 903. I've got 1003. Where did I get 903 from? I've removed 1003 already, but you install 1003, you open it up, and then you'll go to this file under scripts, map, and then placeables. Grab this toolkit out of 1003, drop it and overwrite this one, make a backup of this, or you can just reinstall 1005 if you don't like the old script, but just overwrite the Lua and you should be alright having the old 1003 Lua for the placeable toolkit, and then the placeable toolkit should work by normal. Anyway, so what you're going to do now in this case to sort out the issues that they've created for us map makers, what you want to do is get in here into your map. And this is the way that you're going to have to do all placeables from now on, whether it being a mod or whether it being an in-game placeable. You're going to do it this way and you will never have problems again. Even in future, it should still work in future videos, So create yourself a placeholder folder, first of all. That's one thing that's very important. So just make a placeholder transform group, go into the user attributes. And what you do is here by name, you just type on create like this. It's an on create. And here by Boolean, you go to script callback, click add. All right. And then it will give you an on create with a blank space here. Then you type this name here in there, placeholders.onCreate exactly with a capital P and a capital C and a dot there in between the placeholders and the on create, and that you leave it as is, and that is a script that will then run on this folder. So whatever you put in this folder will be ignored by the game when the game loads your map. So the map will the actual game script will ignore whatever is in that folder. So we use that for our placeables to place them into the map, and then have our script, our placeables.xml, not a script, but the placeables.xml will then load all the stuff that we want into the map for us, So that is basically the way it's always worked. Nothing changed. That's always been like that since Farming Simulator 17, 19, 22. They all work the same way. So this is the treaded upon little road to follow and to sort out all your headaches, of placeables. And a lot of guys has now been so confused because now the placeable doesn't work anymore, the toolkit doesn't work, and it's just creating a endless stream of frustration for all the guys that want to use the map editor, So 1004, 1005 does not work. The placeables toolkit does not work, so don't even bother with it. It's a useless piece of junk that they've added into the editor now. But it's not all lost, guys. So this is the way we want to do it. I'm going to show you. Let's take one placeable, and you can do it with a mod Let me do a mod as well as a placeable for you. Then that way you can sort out your things. All right, so here we go. Let me see what I have here. Empty map, butcher shop. I've got a butcher shop. All right, this is a mod. It's a butcher shop. It's an actual mod. So what you want to do with the mod is run any mod that you want to put in the map as a dependency. That way you don't have to have it in your map, but you can still have it in your placeholders. So you first will unzip the mod, and then remove the zip file from your mods folder, obviously, so that you can work with it. Yeah, it's best to have it in your mods folder, unzip it, have the unzip folder in your mods folder, and remove the original zip file. Just put it somewhere else as a backup, because you're going to delete the one. Once you're finished with it, you will delete it and put the original zipped mod back into your mods folder. All right, so now we have the butcher shop, and then also I want to do in the same together a normal in-game placeable. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Farming Simulator 25 data, placeables, and then we have I think they are under brandless, yes, and then now production points generic. Here they are. All right, so let's do the bakery. Let's do a bakery. You can any placeable, doesn't matter which one, even the little Karcher little thingamabob. You can do the same with that, the power washer, you know, any placeable that's in this placeables folder of the in-game stuff. All right, so bakery. So now, there it is. So we have the bakery and everything here. So all you do is go here, File. I'm just going to click on it, my word. It's like evading my mouse. We go to Farming Simulator 25 placeables, and then into brandless, and then into production points generic, and then bakery, and then you find the bakery i3D. That's the props that the XML will load, so don't worry about the props. We only use the bakery. Drop it into your placeholders transform like that. There you go. And then the other one we want to do is obviously now the butchery. So that is from our mods folder, so Farming Simulator 25 mods, and that's the butcher shop there. And then you grab the butcher shop's i3D, which will be that one, factory, and have it imported. There it is, butcher, and then drop that into there too. So now we have both in there. I'm not going to save the map at the moment. What I want to do, or we can save the map. Let's save the map, and then we open the map in game. All right. So now that you have the map open, or not open but saved, we run into 25, and this is now where it becomes sort of simple and easy, you know, because the process that I'm showing you now does all the work for you. So you don't go and sit and scratch your head and try and figure out what is this placeable, what do I need to put in, is there an ID for it, and all that nonsense, you know. So you'd follow this procedure and it will work first time round always. It is just how it is. It's very simple and straightforward. So we open our map in the editor, in the game. I just want to delete this one, and then what we'll do is we'll use slot 1. Just remember the slot that you are using, very important. Find your map in the thing. Mine is the start map, that's the one I'm on at the moment. Go continue, and then just make sure, I normally just go deselect all, and then select all the mods, all the things that if it's a mod, like here's the butcher shop, make sure that is selected. I know the other placeable is in game, so you won't have to select it here, it's already in game. And that's basically it. I just want to see where's, that's power tools, that one for money, this one for money, that one for placing if I need anything, and then just the butcher shop, which is the actual mod that I want to put in. Alright, I'm not going to do any updates, although it's also good if there is a mod that you want to import into your map and there's an update for it, do update it first and then import it into your map. Alright, or have it part of your map. So I've already imported it into my map, just into the map, so that you won't see it at the moment because it is in the placeholders transform. So it's being ignored at the moment, the ones that we imported. So this is the second step. You could actually do this step first and then do the import. It doesn't really matter which way around. I've just happened to do it now, importing it first, you know. The reason why we import it into the map, into the placeholders transform, is to just create a space for it into the map, to know where I want to put it, what is the positioning and all of that, you know. So here we go, escape there. And now we're going to go F12, just add some money, because I know we're going to not have enough money for all of these things. So we just add some bucks, all right? So you need to have something to give you money, you know, whatever you use. I just want to go P, and then in here, construction, and then in our factories, we will go here to the bottom. There's the butcher shop. I'm just going to drop it anywhere in the map at the moment, but since it's your map, you can place it where you want it to be. It will save you some time. You can place it where you want it to be. That's going to be one way of doing it. The other way is to place it into the actual editor. However, this way is probably also good. It won't make any problem. So I'm just going to drop it here for now, like that. And then the other one that we wanted to do is the, oh sorry, that was also production. It was the bakery, was it? Now, how does a bakery look? What is that? Dairy. That's a cereal factory, cement factory, carpentry. What's this? Bakery. There it is, man. Bakery. So I'm going to just put the bakery here for now. But in this case, because you are in your own map, you can actually go to the spot where you want to insert the bakery and drop it there. For the guys who want to do some more terrain editing around the thing and maybe that type of stuff, it doesn't really matter. Just drop it somewhere where you know it's going to be. Like so, I'm going to just use that for an example. We hit escape, and then go here, save the game, and we are done. Exit. Believe it or not, we are done. Now, the thing to remember now is what slot did we save the placeable in, or the game in, or the map in. It was in slot 1. So we're going to go there now to our farming simulator in the My Games, Farming Simulator 25, save game 1, find the placeables folder, or XML rather, not a folder. I'm going to bring this into this screen so that we see it. Go right to the bottom of the map. You'll find your 2 that you've placed in there. There's the 1. If you click on the name placeable, it will show you the start and the end of it. And that is the second one, the bakery. It will once again show you the start and the end. So I know now from line 42 up to line 27 is what I need to copy. So I'd grab both of those, hold shift, you select the first one, click on the number on the left, or you can click here, it doesn't really matter, but number on the left for me, it's best. Go down to 42, hold shift, click on 42, and it will select everything. Go control C for Charlie. Now into your maps placeable, that's now this one here, empty flat map, and then config, and then my placeable will be here. And then, oh, I've already got this in here, but I'm going to delete this. This was a previous attempt of making the video, which didn't work. Simply because I didn't have time that day, and it wasn't, the dogs were there, and then there was a courier at the gate, and it was just confusing. So I just scrapped the whole video, and I said I'll do it over, you know. So here we go, a proper attempt, and Control V for Victor, and you paste it in there. And now that you have this now calls. Now, first of all, what you need to know is the first one is a mod. The mod will not need a store items because the mod itself already has a store item. But this one will need a store item because this one does not have a store item. So we can rest assured that we're going to have to put a store item for this one. So to make a store item, we need to open your maps moddesk file. So go to your maps moddesk file, open it up, and here at store items, I'm going to just delete this or use this one. Just take a line, duplicate it. All you do is Control C and VV twice, Control Victor, and right. So guys, you just duplicate that line, and then what you will do is go into your placeables now, grab this line here, from there up to the XML at the end, Control C, copy that, back to your mod disk, and then the dollar you leave, always have the dollar there in the mod disk. Believe it or not, in the placeables you don't need it. I mean, same thing. In the placeables you don't need the dollar, but in the mod disk you do need the dollar. So yeah, I don't know how that works, but that is how giants' minds work, you know. It's very difficult to distinguish between the mod disk and the placeable. It's very difficult, guys. Anyway, I'm just going to delete this line because I obviously don't use that serial factory on this map. It was also just something else that I played with. So we put that in there, save it up like that, go to placeables, and then now this unique IDs you can leave, or what you can do, if you want to personalize the production point, the bakery, you can call it here whatever you want. Tom's Bakery, you know, give it a unique ID. So make it Tom's Bakery, and this one is the butcher shop. What shall we call that? Ben's Butchery. Just to give it a unique ID. It doesn't have to be a code or anything. Giants like their little codes and stuff, but you can make it just a unique name for it. And then what we do now, we go back to our map i3D in the editor, and our 2, we can now have this positioning that if you've put it in your own map, you can use this positioning. So for the butcher shop, we've used it at that point, Control C, into the editor, select the butcher, drop it here, Control Shift and V on the first one, and it will put all 3 in for you. There it is. And then I think our rotation was at 0. The age and price you can delete. You don't need that in there. And what I like is it's already got your farm IDs and stuff in, you know, so everything is set up as it should be. It's got everything sorted up for you. Production point, storage, even the indexing for you, all done and dusted already. That's what I like about it. All right, so the bakery is the next one. This is now our sort of our placeable that is. Did I now copy the butchery stuff into the bakery? I can't remember now. Okay, no, the bakery still needs to go. Okay, first one, you select the first one, Control Shift and V, and press F for click on the bakery, press F, and it will take you to it, you know. That's it there. And then next to it we should have our thingamabob. So like I say, this placeholder now is just a placeholder. It holds a place for whatever is in this. It will not be available in game, but now you can visually see your stuff, and now you can come and put a tree next to your building, put a fence, or paint some stuff around it, put other things, you know, make parking space. All of that you can do now in the editor, whereas if the thing wasn't in the editor, you cannot do that. If this is out of the editor, then you can't see it, you know. So you don't know where the borders is or the walls is or anything. If I want to put a trash can now, if the building isn't here, then I won't know where to put my trash can, you know, that type of things. Or a light, if I want to put a street light here, or whatever, if I want to paint around it. But now, because I have it in the editor, it's there, but it's not there because it's in the placeholders folder, or the placeholders transform. So this is just a temporary thing. Once you've done your map and everything is done, you just delete this placeholder. What I normally do is I click on the placeholders transform and I export it into a normal i3D, and I export it because it's in my map. I just have to export selection, file, export selection. You don't have to go with files. You just go export selection, and then you go yes on both of those questions, and all is done. You will end up with the i3D and the shape file. You back up that out of your map into a place, and whenever you want to come back and have your edit your map again and change things, you just import that little R3D and you are set. You know, you have got a lekker tip there, a nice tip to sort you out, and then you are set for having a good backup of your placeholders, you know, all the placeholders for your map. Right, so now all you need to do is save. Once it's saved, just want to wait for that to finish saving. We can have a look here, make sure this is sorted and saved. And obviously now, if you move this around in your map, if you've just adjusted the height of it, you need to update the XML. You need to update this positioning data as well as the rotation. If you just rotate it a little bit, you need to come and redo the positioning and rotation. Alright, so save this. The ModX is saved, and now we're going to go, and the map is saved, so we go back in game just to verify now if we still have those two in our map, you know. So remember, now it was in the saved game, so we're going to delete the saved game. And now we're going to start a new game where there shouldn't be any saved stuff in there. And then we should see our butchery as well as our bakery in there into the spots where we placed them. Alright, so now, once that is now open, here, like I say, we're going to delete this. And just for the sake, I'm going to start it on number 2, so you guys can say I'm not cheating, you know, can know that I'm not cheating. Deselect and store deliveries and tools and butchery. Alright, so we have to select that now because it's a mod in the map, you know. I will show you now, once this is done, how to do a dependency on it so that your map will never load without it again, you know. So that is a way to go if you do a mod that's not in your map. Because otherwise, if you just start your map and the XML looks for it, you're going to have errors, you know, couldn't find this, couldn't find that, whatever, you know. So you don't want that. You want to have a dependency. It's in your map, but it's also not in your map, you know, that type of thing. It's very a nice way of keeping your i3D small. All right, so hit escape. We should have both factories. There's the butcher shop. We can visit it. The moment you see the little trigger icons, you can know that the butcher shop is working. Press R. There you go. So we're back there. And this one here is our bakery. I can just go to there and then select this and visit. And the same drill with this one. There it is, all nice and neat. Same drill. And there you go. So your butcher, bakery, and that way now you can load any placeable or any mod into your map and always have it available and working. This is a working process. It's always been there. It's never changed, and it's always reliable. Not like this stuff that we currently have to deal with, you know, stuff that doesn't work. All right. So now, just to round up the video, we have a bakery and a butchery now in. One is a mod and one is a placeable. So that's both stories for you done and dusted. No stress about it anymore. Now for dependencies, oh, I see I already have it in here. I actually didn't notice that. But for dependencies, you will type dependencies like that and then close the dependencies with that, and then all you do is put the mod folder's name, like that is the mod folder. So this will make your map dependent on that mod. So you will grab the mod's name. If this was the mod, you can just click it once and click it again, and it will give you the mod name. So you copy that, Control C, and then you'll drop it into your dependency. All right, and that now, the moment the game sees dependencies, it will look for this mod. If this mod is not in your mods folder, your map will not be able to load. It will actually tell you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how that works. So what I'm going to do is, let's just reboot, because I didn't realize I've already got the dependency in there. But if you want any of these mods in your mods folder into your map, load them into the map the way I showed you, and just drop a dependency here, and it will always need that mod for your map to load, you know, because now you've placed this thing into your map here, you know, you've placed it into your map, and if the mod is not there, it will give errors. if you don't put a dependency. So it will give errors because it couldn't find that thing to load it into your map, you know. So that you don't want. You want it to load into your map, obviously, and have a happy chappy, you know. So just to show you how the dependencies work, very simple. So you open up career. I'm going to go to again to my map. There you go, Farmer Bob start map, go continue, and now I'm going to go deselect, and I'm not going to select that butcher shop, just to show you. I'm not going to select it, and they're going to make it as if I want to start the map, and then it tells you Farmer Bob's start map requires the butcher shop. Do you want to select all required mods? I say no, and it will refuse to load the map until you select that butcher shop, and now I can start the map. That's how the dependencies work. So a very cool feature to force a mod to be installed in the mods folder that your map can't work without. You know? So it sort of stretches the boundaries of your map into a whole new realm of hundreds of mods that you can add into your map without even bothering about anything like having it in your map, or because it's all part of the mods, you know. So you don't have to, the only thing you have to do is place it, you know, and then call it in your placeables.xml like we've just done here. Great, guys. So that basically is the only way that we now can put mods and placeables into your map. The Placeable Toolkit, flat ignore that useless thing. Don't even go back to it ever again. Use this way and you will never be disappointed, because it always works. It always has been working. And one thing that I forgot now, what is this now? That is the save game. Sorry, I was going to say, what's going on here? So let's close it up. One thing I forgot to mention is, or look at, was the icon name. Just go and do whatever you want. This thing's with all their millions of questions when you do stuff. Oh my word. Oh yeah, life goes on, guys. Life goes on. We modders and map makers, we have to, like there's a saying that you need to hair on your teeth, you know. I don't know where that comes from, but yeah, you have to grow hair on your teeth sometimes and find solutions and ways to do things, because other people just it's as if people don't care anymore these days, you know. So that's basically what's happening. So here we go. I'm going to load this one last time, deselect, and there, and I can just select. Well, I don't know what happened there. I just deselected the one. So what's going to happen then now, I just want to have a look at that little map icon, because we remember we named it, the two placeables, we named it. I forgot to have a look at that, you know, if it actually named it, that IDs, that unique IDs. Totally forgot about having a look at that. Confirm and then escape. So if we click here, butcher shop, persons, and this is visit bakery. Yeah, I honestly don't know why they have a unique ID then. I really, in my mind, I thought that this name will be there, but I'll tell you where that name is. This name is in the XML by name, in the shop icon thing. So it doesn't really matter what ID you use there, by the way. So that ID will only be for your eyes, the one in the placeables.xml, but the one in the actual XML for it, in other words, in here, in your mod at factory, yeah, it's at factory, that's the name of your mod. So this one you can also change to your liking. You put whatever name you want in here. It doesn't worry about spaces, but do try not to use special characters like @ signs and hashes and all those things, but do use just naming a normal numerical value, you know. So put in anything there, because I know if you have an and sign, for instance, in here, it does log an error in the in the test runner app, you know, so do not use special characters. Spaces are fine in here, and name just normal numerical characters will be fine. Great, man. Well, guys, thank you once again so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys. Do remember to like the video if you do like this stuff, my videos, and also if you want to, I would really appreciate if you subscribe, and also do share my channel. It helps my little channel grow. I do appreciate that too. And also, lastly but not least, obviously the most important, thanks to all my Patreon supporters. Bless you guys. Have a wonderful, fantastic week. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.